Hi everyone. Today I'm going to talk about America and how divided it is. Um, America is dominated by what I believe is the greatest divide and conquer plan ever implemented. If you think about it, it's kind of crazy. The amount of division that the club or the deep state or the puppeteers peddles in all areas of life. Let's just start with sports. I'm an Eagles fan, but we hate the Cowboys. We hate the Giants. We hate, any other team with a strong passion. Division in sports. Politics, obviously. You got the red state, the blue state, the independents. You got the left, you got the right, you got the middle, you got the whatever. Race for sure. I don't even have to explain race. Economically, the rich, the poor, the middle class. Division. Geographically, educationally, some people have high education, some people don't. To me, it doesn't matter. It's about the person, not the education. Immigration is huge. Religion, I believe it starts with religion. When you're a little kid, you're told if you don't believe a certain way, hey, you're wrong, you're a sinner. And it just starts from there and builds. If you look at social media, the division is just thick and just everywhere. Every time Trump posts something talking about the same things just over and over, and it's just divisionary and just destructive. Oh, Trump's the best. Oh, Trump's the worst. He did this, he did that, and it's the same thing they repeat over and over. We don't do any research. We just read a meme on Facebook or on wherever it's posted, and just assume that's truth, without ever looking into it and doing a little research and figuring out that maybe we can all come together and come up with ideas and solutions, as opposed to getting politicians to come up solutions for us, because that's not how that we're never going to come together if we hope they come up with the solutions. We need to take charge of coming up with solutions for ourselves. Look how they pushed the police shootings, and then how hard they pushed them, and then they just magically stops. Does it happen anymore? Or is it the fact that it just doesn't further their agenda at this current moment? As soon as they need it, trust me, it'll be back in the news. We have a huge problem with race, which is one of the biggest tools to divide us, is race, for sure. Big believer in that you're not born racist, you learn racism. And the elite take that and they weaponize it. The greatest thing that could ever happen in this world is George Soros is behind being put in jail. He is a very destructive person in this world, and he just weaponizes people, weaponizes the Black Lives Matter group. I believe at the beginning they were all in it for what needed to be done and for good and important things, but then people like George Soros get their hands and put their hands in it and just turn it and twist it into something that he can use to be destructive and just divide us further, and it just turns into this big nightmare, and then we're on one side or the other, and that has to be that way. If we could just come together and say F you to these people and say we're not gonna get pulled into this BS anymore. Just open our part of the problem is that we're responsible for this. Too busy about looking in our phones, and which I'm guilty of also, and the latest update on Kim Kardashian's new butt implants or some BS like that. Geez, oh man, freaking what was his name, the basketball player that was dating one of the Kardashians. All we heard about was how he was dying and all these terrible things were happening to him. Great. There's plenty of people that are in far worse trouble that don't do it to themselves every day that we should be talking about. Who cares about that stuff? Who cares? You know, I mean, we got cities in this country that are just falling apart left and right. Take a picture of the city of Baltimore and compare it to whatever third world country you want to compare it to, and it's sometimes hard to figure out which is which. I mean, I drive through Baltimore a lot, and it's just abandoned house after abandoned house, burnt down houses. I see houses that are held up by 2x4s that are going to fall over. And this is a city that is, or a county that is in $50 million deficit. Where is that money going? Nobody is, responsible for that money. Just where has it gone? No accountability, none whatsoever. I don't get it. But what I do know is we continue down this path, we're gonna be a third world country, and we got to open our eyes and think about people that are in different situations and have empathy for people that are in different cities. Yeah, I understand we all need to have accountability and trying to get out there and try and create businesses and try and pull ourselves up and all these things. But when you go to school and you don't have heat and you're 8-9 years old, what do you think that other people, do you think people even care about you? They don't even care that you have heat to go to school in. I mean, I don't even know. Some of these schools don't have books. I was watching a report, and somebody from a school teacher from Oklahoma is on the side of the road with a sign trying to get donations for school books for her class. We just signed a bill, and I'm not sure the exact number, but the military spending bill has just been raised. I think it was $1.3 trillion. We can go fight war, send our young people to go fight war and sacrifice their life for what? Some gas lines running through countries, or oil, whatever you want to say. But we can't buy school books. We can't have schools with heat. We can't have educational programs for these kids in these cities. I just don't understand. I don't know what the solution is, but I know we better find it. We better find it soon, because that is only going to spread. You think it's not going to come to your town? I got bad news for you. It's just like the opioid epidemic. Do you think it just started out of the blue? That stuff's been going on for years. It's just you don't care because it's been going on in the inner city where it has no effect to you. Now all of a sudden it's come creeping into the suburbs, and everybody's all upset. That stuff's been going on for a long time. We better start standing up and start caring, or we're just gonna be a bitch to China and Russia, and this idea that these people are leaders. Vladimir Putin is a bad mamma jamma, and he's in it for Russia. He wants to be the dominant power now. China, they want to overtake China. China don't care. You can't. China is a communist country, but right now they're out there, start paying, giving money to other countries that are economically challenged. It's called the New Silk Road, and they're trying to create relationships with countries so they can benefit these countries and become trading partners with them. What are we doing? We're bombing people, trying to promote democracy, and that's how we promote democracy. And we don't create trade partners. We just go around bombing everybody, and then we add to our budget so we can go keep doing it, and it just doesn't stop. But China's out there; they're signing agreements with people, creating this new Silk Road, and then next thing you know, we're gonna be second, third world country. Infrastructure's already third world. Go to China, see what their infrastructures are like. It's like it's from the future. It's like you leaped 50 years into the future, because you're gonna feel like you came from America and you went over there. It's night and day. Night and day. Yeah, they got a huge debt, but so do we. And what have they done with the money that put them in that debt? They built stuff. They invested in their town. They invested. I'm not sure the number, but the amount of people they brought out of poverty in the last 5 years is astronomical. Astronomical. But we don't care about the homeless. We don't care about the homeless veterans, of 40,000 homeless veterans we have in this country. These people put their lives on the line, go fight for us, come back. Yeah, that's okay. No biggie. The ones all sitting in a halfway house because they don't have anywhere to go. That's how we treat our veterans. But China, they're just building an empire. They want to take over. They want to be the superpower. Russia wants to be a superpower. That's what they want to do. Why do you think Russia's going into Syria? You think Russia is going into Syria to help Syria? No, because they want to run a pipeline through Syria, just like America. This is just madness. But the division in this country is just out of hand, and the longer we're divided, the more they do in the background. And it's the scary stuff they're doing in the background that they don't want you to pay attention to. All this other BS don't matter. Who cares? Stormy Daniels? Who cares? Doesn't matter. It's just a distraction. Who the heck knows what they're doing in the background right now? It'll come out 2 months from now, but it doesn't matter. It's already in law. Just gave Congress just gave themselves a raise in that new bill. I don't know about you, but I pay taxes, and my taxes pays for their salary. So if I want a raise from my boss, I think I gotta talk to my boss, but not Congress. They just go in and say, "Yeah, we need some more money. We need better health care. I need to be elected again, so I gotta go back on all my promises and just get whatever lobbyist I need to pay for X, Y, and Z." It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. These pharmaceutical companies, I can only imagine the amount of money they put in these politicians' hands to look the other way. We have American citizens dying in the streets, so we can line the pockets of politicians. That is a sad state of affairs, and we just let it happen. We don't care. We gotta start speaking up. You may not agree with all my opinions, but start a channel. Do your thing. Start talking to people. I've only been doing this for like 5 years. I started reading into this stuff and understanding what's really going on, and trying to be more aware of my surroundings and what's happening. But you gotta start somewhere. Don't matter if you're 80 or if you're 15. You gotta start somewhere. And the sooner the better, because this is madness. Thank you.